Map is Columbia, round 2. Columbia has a lot of rivers that go by it that usually bisect some of the AOs, but this is all pure open area. We have a river coming in on the bottom left, which honestly isn't really in a position to hinder Op4's advance.
Op4 sector very, very condensed as well.
This is a bad AO. And let me explain. This is just textbook. Op4 can split off into 2 forces, and I'll show you before I even break anything down on either side. So Blue 4, they have this nice line here of 3 sectors. The issue is there is a tree line to their immediate north, and that tree line has overwatch of every sector from the tree line. Now, looking at Sector 2, Sector 2 has a nice fenced-in area, but it's all open area around, meaning the only security that can be done is within the fenced area. Otherwise, it can be harassed from the tree line. So Op4 just needs to put a force on that northern tree line to cover it. Same with Sector 3. Sector 3 is a little further back, but the entire area around it can still be covered by the tree line. You got some blind spots a little further south on Sector 3, but this sector can also be harassed by the other neighboring tree line. I'll get to why that's important in a second. Sector 1, literally right next to the tree line, and next to that overwatching tree line. All Op4 needs to do, this is what Op4's plan is going to be. I guarantee it. If they do something different, they're dumb. They're going to go immediately from this point. They're going to mobilize within the first 50 minutes. They're going to go all the way to the easternmost side of their territory right here. Then they're going to beeline it. Let's see, what bearing is this going to be? Directly southeast. From that point, and they're going to get to this tree line. From this tree line, you're going to see 2 forces separate. They're going to come down right here. You're probably going to see the separation happen right here. Let me give a grid ref for Dream. The separation is going to be around grid ref 074973. You're going to have half to a third of the force then push west, and the other half to 2/3 of the force push south, slight southeast, and then the crossing point from tree line to tree line is going to be at grid ref 074966. And that half to 2/3 of the force is then going to sweep east to west on this sector. What you're going to see is one squad attack this sector, another squad potentially goes a little south to then overwatch the next sector as that other force I talked about hugs the northern tree line and commits to overwatch. And then you're just going to see a right to left sweep. This group, once this is secured, they're going to collapse in the route that the other squad went, and this force is just going to harass from that northern tree line. They're going to then take that sector and then push up and take that sector under the northern security. Now, Op4's vehicles. Let's look at what they got. A BRDM, 2 BTRs, and an Mi-8. Fucking hell.
Okay, so initially I was going to retort you on your first point, but after actually just looking over the objective, hearing what you said, now I'm going to just say one thing, being devil's advocate. If they don't do the plan you just said, I don't think they're dumb. I think they're just, they can't see what we can see, and they're also not you. So I don't think dumb is the right word.
It's all open area otherwise. What other plan would you do? The only one I could think of is if you attack from the west and try to move through the small tree lines and the clusters of buildings, but that leaves a lot of open area. Maybe you could use your BTRs and BRDMs to overwatch that area from the north, but I don't see you moving an entire platoon off that way. Maybe a pincer maneuver, but this is a really good pincer strategy where the pincers can actually support each other. And we don't see that often with an FNF and AO line up so well for something like this. So if that strategy isn't done, the first one I went over, I think that's a really... Who's commanding Op4? Despo and Sayak. All right, so guys that we see play in OFCRA and FNF, they have a very broad perspective. I will be curious to see what plan they come up with, because they could also use the Mi-8 potentially and do a southern flank on the tree line too. By going all the way around, we could potentially see a dismount at the edge of the trees or even in the river. No, the river's too far out. Okay. So they could potentially find an opening somewhere and dismount guys a little high, like maybe on the rooftop of some of the buildings, but I know for a fact these jungles are going to be used. If the jungles are not used by Op4, that is a major mistake. So we'll see what the plan is, but let's actually break down the roster. So 2 BTR-80s, BRDM, Transport Vix, and an Mi-8 that's unarmed. Did you see any PKTs on it? I don't see any. Yeah, unarmed. Okay. So Despo and Syak, Ground Command and 2IC respectively. X-Ray is going to be Vex, and all right, yeah, if I don't see X-Ray on that northern tree line to overwatch those 3 sectors, I don't know where else you would put them. That is so much good territory to push them around in. Have them accompanied by a squad for security, because I would assume if I was in Op4 Command's shoes, they would put something on that northern tree line as a buffer. Regardless, Vagrant taking Alpha HQ. I only see Alpha 2 grouped with a machine gunner and a demo specialist. I'm going to look down the roster here. Maybe they're on the bottom. No, it's just 2 dudes in Alpha. Weird. All right, Bravo has the Ps, the Rs, the specialists. I forget what community. I think it's, yep, first RF. If it's not them, then I apologize. We got Papega doing the offense. I'll be curious to see what Papega's capable of. Jungle warfare is one of Papega's specialties, in my opinion, because that gives them so much room to be aggressive, fall back into the trees, and do elaborate wide flanks. I would argue Papega is slightly better at jungle warfare than Scandi, because there's the aggression level. I'd say Scandy's better at urban combat than Papega. Wait, why am I seeing... What? Dream, your mic's fucked. So, remember when I said Papega was on Op4? Yeah, Scandy's also on Op4. Not Bay and Dooley are on Op4. Why would you put... Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, sorry, my headset just inexplicably broke on the right side for no reason, so I had to swap my earphones.
Sorry to hear that, man.
It's like 130 pounds.
Ugh. So, why do we have a really aggressive plan that requires a pincer maneuver with a roster that has 2 communities that do the best in aggressive standpoints?
Shut up.
Who sorted this round?
Fred.
Fred?
Blame Fred. Don't blame me.
Fred! Okay, so last round they were on defense. It got a little close. This one I think is going to be a slaughter. You have a really good strategy for the attackers to use. And you put 2 of the most aggressive communities with the most aggressive combo team of Dooley and Not Bay. And you... Oh, this is going to be disgusting, Dream.
Yep.
This is going to honestly be disgusting. All right, let's opt for last thing on their weaponry. So it's vanilla opt for FNF, which means it's Russian EMR, which is that green spotted camo with 5.45 rifles. And I forgot to mention, yeah, Op4 also has 2 Gazes with PKMs on the top, and the AGS-30 is unscripted. But yeah, PKMs, PKPs, RPG-32s, RPG-26s, T-5000, suppressed AKs for the marksman team, yada-da. Let's look at Blue 4 here. I've been bad-mouthing them a little bit. Let me roll it back, and well, let's just look at what they got. So it's vanilla Blue 4 as well, which is Marpat Woodland Marines for the US Blue 4 side, which is a US faction. So I have 2 M1151 M2s, which I'm trying to look for as an example. It is up-armored Humvees. All right, and then they got 2 static M2s as well. I think they could make a really good kill zone in Sector 2 locally, because these walls you cannot vault over. Unless you get someone to stand on top of you, but then that puts you in a nasty open spot. I think we could see a really good lockdown in this sector itself, so we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, let's do a quick numbers breakdown. We have Shy from AA commanding this platoon, Fisher as his 2IC, Mountain being the medic, X-Ray led by Pierce, and Ibnek is taking the sniper rifle. Otherwise, Alpha is going to be led by Jibstyle, and you got the rest of AA under Alpha 1. Alpha 2 has some 29th ID guys. They've got Norris in it with the 240 Bravo that is his weapon of choice. Patman from Coalition is also playing here. Nice to see him filling in the EU branch. Normally you see Coalition players in NA. And then you got 4IB taking Bravo HQ. Stark being a roll with a rifle, can't identify what it is. I would guess explosive specialist, since I don't see any other explosive specialists within Bravo HQ there. Charlie led by Blackbeard. Charlie 1 has members from the OPS community, as well as some other fan favorites like Hanu and Inky. And then we got Delta HQ, which has a mix of TSB players and a few others. Now, Dream.
Mm-hmm.
If you were Blue 4 Command, where would you set up your defense lines here?
I think I have to put someone in the north tree line, and then I'd put maybe X-ray in the east, like northeast tree line, the northeast, watching that open area, seeing if they come down the eastern route, and then if they do, I would probably try and leave like sleeper squads to come in behind and then shut them off from 2 sections. But you know, man, I think you're right. This is going to be a painful time.
If I was in Blue 4, here's what I would do. Looking completely at the top down, I'm going to take a second, count to 10, close my eyes. You know what, I'm going to make sure I'm completely off map here. I'm going to scroll right into the ground, open my map key, scroll over to the map, close my eyes, count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Open my eyes. All right, 3 sectors, purely from the map POV. So we have a compound north of Sector 3. We got Sector 1 has its own compound, and then Sector 2 has, you can tell, a fenced-in compound. I would have the 15 minutes to look in on the actual sectors themselves and still be able to make my plan, because the defenders, you know, you got a short area to defend. I'd then scroll out, I'd look at where Op4 spawns, look at the overall AO, and I immediately see the 2 forests on the right side. So my brain is immediately going to think, okay, what's Op4 going to do? And it's pretty obvious what Op4 is going to do, based off of everything.
Rick just said heads up and then didn't say anything else.
I would have 1 squad push from Sector 1 to that 1 crossing point. At 074966, I would lock that crossing point down. That is the 1 group I'm going to put right there. Oh yeah, no, Legs reminding everyone that Ace update. You gotta, they changed from set numbers to sliders, and it reset everyone's to like 0, so you have to all set that manually. But otherwise, I would also, you know, I would let them, if they wanted to carry a static M2 up there, I would let them. Otherwise, it's a big distance, so they would probably go on foot. I would then take a truckload of guys, which I actually think I already see facing north. I would have a truckload of guys cover the northern forest. Deny them the overwatch. Let them play guerrilla warfare style tactics. I would take my 2 M2 Vics, and I would immediately, I'd put them on the top left corner, and I'd tell them, rush B. Rush the attack. You need to try to piecemeal any Op4 forces that are going from the right side of their sector down to the forest. So I would have them try to cut off anything that can go in. Any squad they can eliminate early on would be my best bet in winning this one. I would also then put a squad directly on Sector 2 and a squad to be half in Sector 3 and half in the compound to the north. And we would use the M2 Humvees, as well as the force going over to that 1 crossing area to see where Op4 is going. Now, if the M2 Humvees get there and they don't see any vehicles in a convoy going down that way, because at their speed, at this distance, this is about 1.5 clicks before they would potentially see enemies crossing that area, where Op4 has about a click, if not slightly over, to get to the tree line. At the M2 speeds compared to the BTRs, which I would expect them to field, they'd be able to at least see something. So if I saw stuff moving to that tree line, I could then get a rough estimation of what's going down there, and I would know where to deploy my forces accordingly.
Well, Red 4 have already pushed their Gulf, Delta, and a few other units down on the eastern side. It seems to only be Delta for the moment, but it might just be that they're getting the guys in their VIX. I don't know how many if they have any in the Mi-8.
The one thing Blue 4 needs to be concerned about with the strategy I'm giving here is the Mi-8. You could always see Op 4 do a trick play and deploy that Mi-8 somewhere. So as soon as those M2 Humvees get their licks in, I would tell them to play defensive, though. Just light up some transport vehicles, light up a BTR or BRDM if you see it, and then get the fuck out of there. One box, and then bail. Because I would want those M2s, one I would want somewhere around grid ref 054957 patrolling around there listening for the Humvee, for the helicopter to see if they're going to deploy somewhere to the south. And then the other M2, I would just keep as a float in case they try a Op 4 tries to do a northern crossing into Sector 2 to then run any units down that try to cross. Be very defensive with those M2 Humvees because those could save Blue 4 the game.
Well, as you say that, I'm fairly certain the M2... Okay, that's an unarmed Humvee.
Yeah, so the Humvees are pushing left right now. Do we have... So we got one on Southern Security right now, and we got one pushing out, which is the unarmed one. So that means the other one is being used on the hill. Right off the bat compared to my... Oh, no, that's also an unarmed one. I don't know where the other armed one is, but okay.
They have another armed one?
They had two M2 Humvees. Two M1151s. They're keeping it in Sector 2.
For fuck's sakes.
Because they got it stuck. How did you...
How? Oh, no, I don't think they got it stuck. Yeah, no, they built a ramp. They built a ramp out of sandbags.
To elevate it so it can overwatch the tree line? That's smart, but...
That's ingenious. Though, no, they can still get through there. They're technically not blocking entrances to get in. So they're actually pretty...
I'm surprised they got this up here without Arma in it, to be honest. Oh, someone just jumped on it.
Oh, don't touch it.
Hippity hoppity.
Reaper's just got injured. Oh, this definitely goes wrong at some point.
What the fuck? I would have used it as mobile, but that's okay. Now, look at this. Look at what Op 4 is doing. So we do have a team that's going to be deployed in the Mi-8, but as I've said, already seen a lot of them deploying to that tree line. Those M2s, especially the second wave with the BTRs here, they could have come up and they could have sniped those BTRs.
Give me a sec, I just need to restart my game. I got that audio glitch.
Yep, you're good. Now, the advantage with being super aggressive as a defender early on when you have an AO like this is you can nullify the enemy's number advantage early on by sniping a Vic filled with dudes or taking out one of their vehicle assets. That little advantage you give yourself early on can work miracles later in the scenario. But it's risky. However, because the M2s were fully up armored, for the gunners especially, I think it would have been worth the risk. Especially considering Op 4 just has so many advantages in this scenario. Ooh. So Stark has been handed a Maz. Banks is ranging for him. And we have vehicles coming around. Honey, is that you? Honey? Yeah? Honey? Goober. Little. Alright, now we got the BRDM looking over. Gunner doing his best to try to spot stuff. Banks is that triangle on the left there. Banks, I think, hurt himself. I didn't hear any gunshots. Stark staying low. Oh, we had a gas drive up. It, however, has quickly pulled away. Not sure if they spotted Blue 4 right here.
Oh, they did.
All right, yep, blind suppression right there. So Op 4 a little slow to get the remaining forces up on this tree line. That's allowed Blue 4 to get themselves up there.
Stark is actually being approached right now by Jonathan and another Vic, and he's got that. You said he's got that Mawes.
The Mawes, but they're gonna wait it out instead.
Jonathan though decided to drive straight into the tree line.
Vic going in. I think they're gonna try to hunt for the vehicle assets. Ooh, is Koak gonna open up with the machine gun on the flank? Nope, he's... Oh, he might.
What's Koak in?
Nope, they've dismounted early. Yeah, that PKM Humvee is just doing some blind suppression right now. It's a little spooked. I'm not getting robbed in the background, thankfully. It's just Bloodwind coming back from errands. All right, Mi-8 is now deploying. I'd imagine it's just going to land somewhere far south and use the eastern tree line to move up, because there's no other areas where it could potentially go up, you know what I mean? So now we've got Bravo HQ. They dismounted here because I think the PKM Humvee saw those infantry forces. So now they're going to flank this one squad, which is both X-ray and some... Actually, no, it's all X-ray. Jesus, that's a lot of X-ray. But Op 4 solidifying their numbers advantage early on is not good. Looks like Stark and Banks are going to mount up in their quad bike and pull out. Otto putting a pot shot up there. I think that just freaked them out even more, them being
Crashing
Stark and the other one.
Oh, Jonathan just disconnected. He was part of the group that went straight into the...
Pearson Koak heading south. Thank you, Devour. What?
He's just messaged me WTF. What happened?
Who?
Stark hit a... Are you talking about Stark?
No, I just watched two Blue 4 guys walk right up to an Op 4 position and just get eliminated for being silly. What happened to Stark?
Stark ran into a bush and died.
Ah!
He
Excellent.
He messaged me, what the fuck, I hit a bush and just straight up died. I'm just gonna reply, quad bike.
I guess they didn't learn from last week with Pepega Pirate and the quad bikes in EU round 1, but... Yeah, so I just watched half of X-Ray get wiped because they were being silly. Ooh, I'm working.
Stark is leaving. Oh, and it got disconnected.
Thank you, Boo, but please
And
stop
Stark is
interrupting
also
me while I'm
leaving for the
working,
night.
if you don't mind.
I kind of feel bad for Banks.
Yeah, so now Banks is having to survive through all this. Maybe he could get...
Banks, do it!
Get the AT.
Banks.
AT.
Banks, he's literally showing his energy to you. He's showing his ass
AT.
to you. AT.
AT. Neuron activated.
Oh, it's too late. It's too late. What are you doing? He's clearly gone.
You know the high five down low too slow trick?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what just happened there in Arma form. So Op 4 are actually fully mounting the northern tree line here. Going for a more unified battle line approach, but that's also involved pushing their BTRs a little out of position.
I've just realized one of the BTRs doesn't actually have a driver.
Is it being solo crewed?
It's being solo crewed. And it's about to die.
Oh. You know, that's probably why that BTR shouldn't have been out there by itself, you know?
Yeah, probably not. You would really think that, you know, maybe...
Yeah, especially like on the northern side of a sector within a few hundred meters. You know, you'd
really
think.
smart.
Yeah.
Can't believe no one else thought of that.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Why are there two blue 4 guys just out in the middle of nowhere to the north? It's Fisher and Mountain. Platoon HQ, that's one.
Doing a very massive flank here.
Yeah, by the time they get there, all their friends will be dead.
Op 4's dismounted this 6-man operating team. Actually, is it a 5-man? It's a 5-man. All the way at 047959. A little bit of an elaborate flank there, but I guess because they thought they had too much infantry for the other attack vector, but
Blue 4 have actually pulled the good majority to the southeast. Their force on the southeast, sort of back. So Red 4 are trying to get across this narrow crossing, which if Blue 4 were to set up correctly and if they have eyes on it, will just be a death trap for Op 4. But honestly, looking at the encroaching Op 4 and the casualties Blue 4 has already had.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Do they have good weapons for the flank?
I don't know, Shadow Spark. Now the one issue Op 4 is going to have is getting forces past this maneuver line, which Blue 4's already set up a decent defense line on, so we'll just have to see how the rest of this round goes. What Op 4 doesn't want to do is a suicidal charge on this open area, though. That's what it'll cost them.
Yep, and here they go. Delta HQ has decided he waits for no one.
What? Look at what the fucking... Look at what the fucking Mi-8's doing. They got 2 people in the back and they're scouting.
What a chat.
Is this genius or is this suicidal? I don't know.
Absolutely genius. Because they've got Scandi Recon on their team.
And they got Fred with his fucking his rangefinder out here looking at everything.
It just needs to get a range. He needs a range, bro. Oh, and the 2 BTR
BTR and BRDM are now charging the flank.
Charging straight towards Charlie, who already took out one of them. Oh, G-Legs in the driver's seat.
Gaz was just shot at by Banks' Maz that he took from Stark, and he's loading another round.
I wonder if Lola's got any kills.
Another round goes in, destroys the Gaz.
It's just a beautiful position.
I think Op 4 was prepping to rush that position with the Gaz. Now the vehicles are going to be unprotected, and they're driving right into an M2 Humvee. And the M2 Humvee wins. BRDM needs to flank. There's the gunner taken out.
And that is probably correct. 32. Oh, he's on fire. Vagrant is here with a vengeance. Oh, great.
Ash unfortunately had his binos out and selected, so he dismounted with his binos as Vagrant sprayed him down.
Lolo has not realized. But even so, I don't think Lolo would have been able. Oh no, Vagrant got back in. I thought he got killed. Do any of the Charlie guys have 8? Well, they must do. Yeah.
They've got M72 laws. Oh, Morgan.
Morgan. Is he gonna hit this? He has to.
It's a 100-meter shot.
Oh, yeah, you know, Liru, we've seen people.
Driver is dead. Gunner's still alive. Vic is cooking.
I've seen people miss 50.
Yeah, I know. It's because they don't realize that they're overranged by default, so the rocket goes right over the short range. Meanwhile, Op4 is starting to push into Blue 4 Alpha, who've set up an extensive battle line. But Shadow Spark, thanks for the 17-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario.
When they're going across it, or just before they go across it, they wouldn't have had much cover to take.
You know what's worrying me here?
What?
Look at Banks' position.
Banks.
He's the one Blue 4 guy on the northern. I think he could do a lot of damage here.
He could do a lot, but I don't think he's going to do enough. Scandi Recon are pushing back 1RW. 1RW just decided to pull away. For no reason.
Yeah.
As Scandi Recon just start to drive into them. Honestly, like they've allowed the southeastern flank now to become just disjointed.
Now Op4 just need to push, and then they can do that sweep strategy right to left. That 1 5-man team on the southeast. Excuse me, southwest could also do a lot of damage.
Liru.
What?
Fred's got the sniper.
No.
Fred's sniping from the helicopter.
No. No fucking way.
I think he's hitting people as well because 30k and Navy are healing. But the shots are so long you can't actually see the armor tracer, the ace tracer thing. He's way too far to hit anything.
They're bandaging up here though, so he is hitting them. I just saw the round go right over 30k's head.
Oh my god, if he kills anyone from here.
Dude. Imagine dying to a sniper in a freaking Mi-8. That's a new one. It is a thing they do IRL. No, I'm not discrediting that. Went right over Navy's head. Dude.
Where's coming from?
They have no idea where it's from, and they're freaking out over it.
Someone's got us.
Shot just went right at Navy's head. He knows something's up. Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's beautiful.
I'm gonna go back and check in a second. Otherwise, Op4 is breaking through 1RW's line. They're now fanning out. They've got the not Bay and Dooley combo with them, so they're just breaking through Blue 4's line. Blue 4 does have a strong defense over at Sector 1 as well. Ah, look at that. Charlie 1's now firing at the helicopter to make a move.
There you go.
So now they're being forced to pull back. Looks like they hit 30k though. He's bandaging again. That's hilarious. So 1RW, in my opinion, had a great defensive line. What they needed to do was when Scandi pushed south, they needed to then encircle and take out Scandi. But instead, the right side pulled south and the left side pulled a little south. And it left the center unit to just die. So massive miscoordination. Now the right flank's routing. The left flank is trying to now salvage what they can by engaging in small skirmish, but
they're using they've got the silence weapons, which will probably help.
Yep, Fonz has a suppressed weapon, and so does Stottenberg.
Blue 4 are doing a really good job of just keeping the northern attacks.
You look good.
Heads down. Lolo can hear the BTR firing, but he can't get a proper. Oh, he might do now. Oh, doesn't matter because an AC piece hits it. It is, yep, that is cook-off smoke. That seems to be all vehicles down for.
There's the flame out. Vargan trying to jump out. He's on fire.
I can see you actually have an X-ray here, Red 4 X-ray. This would have been a really good spot if Fred was here.
Op4 continuing the push. Indigo Fox trying to support with another Vic. Now this is something I was not expecting to see, and I don't agree with it. Op4 is trying to push the northern support angle to the southwest, and machine gunners are just chewing them up.
Fisher are going to come straight up on him.
Right on Op4 command.
No, he's running straight towards him. What's he doing?
So Espo takes shots. Fisher misses them all. Smoke grenade goes out. No, is that that was a smoke. All right. The other guy goes down. Fisher taking out ground command.
And but the last minute nade from the ground command takes out Fisher.
Oh wait, no, Syak was 2 IC. All right, but X-Ray is now supporting.
Liru.
Yep.
Oh no, he's still alive. I thought Devso killed himself with a grenade. He didn't. Oh, Fisher got wake up check.
Nape meanwhile pushing out, trying to eliminate Cliff here. Gets the kill. So this is a very costly strategy. Oh gosh, Bay just threw a charge and someone blew up.
I think Redfall have the cost to do it though.
No, because now they're not going to have any support on the other objectives. They're wholly relying on Scandi Recon to take it unsupported, which is a very big risk. I do agree Scandi's great at offense, and with Bay and Dooley can do a lot, but you never want to take those risks in the first place, to be honest. King Michael and Vince have been able to get up their Gammon roster behind them, and the rest of surviving members of Pepega are still on the northern side, hugging that tree line. But they're going to enter a really nasty kill zone here.
Vince, King, and Michaela have all managed to make their way just outside of the objective and might actually be able to snipe Lolo here.
Nope. There goes Caden.
And King has been annihilated.
This is a kill zone. They're expecting you to go up on those rocks. That's why they built all these fortifications here. Throwing some grenades up there, too.
But here comes X-Ray.
Hey, Patman, sorry to hear about your face, buddy.
Mito, who isn't looking the correct direction. He has got that M249. He could make it sing. Giovanni Costello's actually going
Vince
for the...
gets his head taken off.
Costello actually went for the Humvee and has actually taken his 50 cal now.
Oh my god, Logan on his own, fighting 3 dudes. He just killed 1. Trying to put shots on Fonz. And Fonz is forced to pull back. I think he killed Stottenbay. Yep, took him out. He was one of the suppress shooters, too.
Ooh. I don't know who that was. They just got annihilated.
Giovanni's gone up taking the enemy M2 Vig. He just took out one of the blue 4 guys with it. The one weakness of Sector 2, though, is if they get an Op4 explosive specialist up on the wall, they can throw charges in. Also, there have been some holes made because vehicles rammed into the area, or maybe some explosives knocked them out, but now there's other holes in the defense line.
Just shooting. I think they were being shot at. Oh, here comes Vagrant repaired the BTM. Oh, it wasn't Cook-Off then.
Yeah, Cook-Off and explode. Then the Vic totally going catastrophic is. It doesn't really happen anymore because of the Ace update. Oh god, he's gliding in.
Oh my god, what a chat. Oh, what? Oh, the gun's down. I hold the guns down. Otherwise, if you just use the BTR to try to not use the BTR. Vagrant only has a pistol. This is the weirdest attack I've ever seen in my life.
What is this?
2 dudes shed a BTR, decide to use their pistols. Well, one of them.
Alright, we're seeing some grenades going over. That's exactly what we want to see. GL knocks Turk out. Vagrant trying to hit Navy. Navy returns fire with a 240 Bravo.
I think that GL just killed someone, I'm not sure.
No, Turk woke back up. Those GLs are doing a lot of damage.
And Vagrant has decided to make... Oh my... How did he make that?
Someone was overwatching because they all been repositioned. Meanwhile, Scandy's now fanning out, trying to hit Sector 1. What is this round?
Giovanni got killed out of the turret.
Unfortunate.
Oh, Arma Jesus has come. Arma Jesus is here. So come to support Raven and Vagrant. Oh, my Raven just opened a door and executed someone.
Yep.
Now he's under the car.
Vagrant knocking Dryden out with his handgun.
Oh my god.
What is this? Trying to fight with Skipper.
Where's your gun, man?
Michael now suppressing overhead. I just heard a satchel. Vagrant threw a satchel! Oh, that's a double kill.
Oh, that's... Oh my god. He got a triple away. He got two killed, one dead. And he killed himself. That is the most... Like... Flux is here in the gunner.
Lolo's getting shot to death by his feet, and then Flux finishes him off.
Vagrant and Raven
Sam was also knocked out in that.
Have won this objective.
Great satchel throw. I was waiting for something like that to happen. I told you the one weakness of this AO is people throwing shit over the walls. That's exactly what happened.
Oba walked back up, about to be walked up on by...
Rooster stuck his head up and Raven took him out. Rooster's mag dumping that dude's face, alright.
Oh, Nate goes over. Oh, that's a really nice...
Wow.
That's a roster.
That was a great grenade.
Raven
Sam wakes back up as Flux executes that one guy.
I think I just had a charge. No.
No, it was a grenade. Hirondo just got another great grenade throw. He just killed someone else.
He got Raven, yeah, he got Raven.
2 grenade kills. You rarely see grenades kill in FNF, but 2 for 2. Flux getting shot up by Sam.
Did they get updated in Ace?
They might have.
They've all just forgotten about Haruto here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Mackenzie the medic has found Vagrant.
Bring the hero back.
Cameron and Miko both moving out. Sam's healing. Sector 1 has been captured.
Yep, by Scandy. No surprise there. AA almost completely wiped.
Oh, Sam was killed.
By Flux, and now it's just up to Haruto to cover that top area.
They're trying to look around. It's like, hey, who's still keeping this capped? But they've all just forgotten about the one man who throws the smoke. No, it's it's smoke.
If it was incendiary, it would be a red smoke. As in the color of the grenade would be red. Whew. I don't know with Op4's numbers, and they're pushing along that forest. Blue 4, they still got a decent amount, but looking in Op4's favor right now. They're just going to pincer the remaining AO once they find Haruto here, who's just bipoded at the entryway.
What a chat. They've surely got to realize it, right?
Phoenix driving back.
Oh, Gamma is seemingly about to try and throw a nade up there or something.
He's looking up there.
He's trying to jump. Go up in that tower. Was he trying to throw a nade?
Surprise Flux didn't pull his Maz out to fire at Phoenix.
Oh, Gamma's about to go up into the tower. This Haruto looks away.
Hello.
Gamma sees him. And
Goodbye.
that is
There's Sector 2.
Just as Phoenix last time, because Flux, I'm sure right now, is running as fast as he. Oh no. He actually gets in to the gun.
I think the gun's potentially disabled because it would be able to look over the wall. The last Blue 4 guy on X-Ray, I believe, was just taken out. It was Ibnek. He was just in the middle of 4 or 5 Op 4 guys.
Move.
20 minutes left on the round, 1 sector remaining. Op 4's got a small force to the west. To the east, they've got a large force. It's a strong arm, weak arm attack, also known as a pincer. Tolly just got taken out by Infidel and Nafs. And there's only a small amount of people remaining on Sector 3. It went as I expected it to go. The execution was not the same. It's a little more messy than I thought it would be, but that's because they did that weird execution. But it also makes sense because, you know, with the fact that you have 2 of the most aggressive communities with an FNF on one side, that's exactly what they want to be, aggressive. So the fact you had Papega on the northern side meant that they were going to find a way to get into Sector 2.
Hmm. Vagrant is still down. Mackenzie left him. Either he's about to get up or he didn't have enough. Blue 4 have to stage the
I don't know if the
5x2
Mi-8
or
sniper got
5x2.
any kills. I think they're still up there, though. That's been the craziest part of this game, in my opinion.
The field.
Hey, so the sniper's still doing his job, by the way. They reposition it, now they're looking right over the sector.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's probably been one of the most creative things I've seen in FNF in a while, and I absolutely applaud it. But this means that they can't stay on the open, out in the open for too long, otherwise they will get picked off. And the only thing they have to counter that is any M2s, be it the helicopter, or excuse me, the ground Vix or the statics.
Which, as I just watched Maz explode,
Yep.
that was their last one.
That was actually a Commandeer PKM Humvee, or excuse me, Gaz that they stole.
Yeah, I think they'll be taking Fred out anytime soon. Oh, Nemesis is down.
I think there's going to be a medic on him. Yep, Dooley's working on him.
Oh, Mackenzie returns over to Vagrant.
Look at Despo. Fucking...
Yeah, I said this.
Sorry, he's coming up on his own as the commander, but here we got Maz. Oh no. Oh no. There goes Op 4 command. But at this point, I don't think Op 4 needs a command. It's just attack last objective.
Pinky throwing in
Great grenade. It's going to go a little far. Tolly gets suppressed and knocked out again. I don't know. I'm trying to look for options on how Blue 4 can survive, but 17 and a half minutes left, Dream. They're getting picked off by like flies. They've got a really interesting support asset that they have to fight against. It's just messy.
I'm interested to see if Fred's actually killed anyone. I doubt he has, but he's definitely like annoyed.
He's wounded a few people with it.
Yeah.
Which that's enough to just harass people. Maz on the side trying to pick off who he can from the main assault, but this is one of those situations where one man isn't going to make the difference because it's a pincer attack. All right, Barb, 1 second. I'll do it during intermission.
Oh god, oh, I just watched someone get taken out on top of that roof. I'm not entirely sure who that was, but PK Key gunner.
One of blue 4, excuse me, op 4 guys got taken out?
Yeah, he mounted on the roof and then just got immediately sniped.
Maz is trying to harass Not Bay here. And Not Bay shows Maz why you can't harass Not Bay. Literally one-tapped by the PKP. There's a reason I say Not Bay currently is my top choice, because he can just bitch slap you.
Some details earlier, I'm not sure who it was, but he kept jumping in and out of a window.
Yeah?
And he just kept jumping. I lit it up a couple times, and then he finally decided to like try and peek a window, and I just one-tapped him. So funny.
Speaking of windows, I just saw one of the AA members remain in the AO. Shit. Yep. Gamma just picked off 2 people into that building.
Lurch went down, but is back up.
Blue 4 has 3 guys up, a 4th unconscious, but Tolly has already been unconscious, so I doubt he's going to get back up here. A 15-minute warning was called about 30 seconds ago, but this will be over in 5. Inky knocks Infidel out, and then 3 members of Scandi return fire on his position and just knock him out completely.
Alright, well, it is just Blackbeard left.
But Albin's going to end it. And there's the sector captured.
And that is it.
He was trying to put a GL on 3 guys, but it was over. And that's GG.
Oh, is he still firing? And it's over.
And, yep. Went about as I predicted it, but still pretty brutal. Pretty damn brutal. I just heard the Mi-8 crash.
Yep.